Hey everybody, today I'm here to share you the comparison between Mattermost and the Slack. And at the last I'm going to tell you which is the best app that you can use for your business. If you are not familiar with a Slack or a Mattermost, so it is more like an WhatsApp for your business. It is a business communication tool to communicate within your teams. Let's get started in today's video. If you are coming first time to this channel, myself Charan, an entrepreneur running a company called GoGoZone. We develop app and website to our clients. Let us get started in today's video. So the very first difference is Mattermost is an open source and Slack is a SaaS business app. So what is the difference between both of the things? So Mattermost is an open source which is available and you can read the code and you can see how well they have coded and you can modify the code and you can deploy according to your needs. On the other hand, Slack is a SaaS app, which means only their company knows what the code behind the scenes. So what is the major difference? What is I'm going to do with the code and all those things you can ask. So this comes with an data. If in the Mattermost, you can install the Mattermost inside your server, which means you own 100% of your data. On the other hand, Slack, all the data is going to be stored on the Slack's side, which means in the Slack's data center. You don't have an access to any of their data. Okay, the second major difference is you can operate Mattermost within a closed network. So what does this mean? In the past, I have also worked with the healthcare clients. So what the healthcare clients will do is they won't allow any of the data to go out of their network, also come into their network. So what does this mean? So literally all our offices, we don't have an access to an internet. So we have only access to the private network within the office. Okay. So there you can use Mattermost. On the other hand, this is impossible with the Slack. So only if you have an internet access, you can get inside the Slack. So now comes to the point number 3. In order to get started with the Mattermost, it is very tedious process. You have to install bunch of scripts and I have done an entire video so how to get started with the AWS. But on the other hand, Slack, it is very easy to get started. So now comes to the point 4. So both the Slack and the Mattermost has a good quality app, so you can check it out. They both are available in Play Store as well as App Store. Both of them has a very good reviews. What I would recommend here is Slack app has a smooth I would say when comparing with the Mattermost, but both of them has a pretty much every features within the apps. Now comes to the fifth point. Mattermost has some additional features like boards, playbooks, channels and a few other things. But when comparing with the Slack, it has only messaging. So their core part is just a messaging. Now comes to the sixth point, integration. On the Mattermost, you can integrate with very few apps that is available in official marketplace. But on the other hand, Slack has lot of integration. So I would recommend to go with the Slack if you have lot of integrations. Now comes to the point number 7. Mattermost, there is no such a concept called connect. On the other hand, Slack has some concept called connect. So what does this connect means? So let's say if you are an organization and if you are working with another organization, let's say you are a client or something like that, with the Slack Connect, you can share a channel between your organization and their organization. So this will enable to cross communicate between your organization and other organization within the same channel. But on the other hand, in a Mattermost, there is no such concept called connect. So now comes to the last point, that is called pricing. If you look at the Mattermost is self-hosted, which means all that you have to do is you just have to pay a bill to AWS or Hetzner or whatever the hosting that you are going to use. On the other hand, for a Slack, if you look at the pricing, so it says $218 per person per month. And if I go with the business, I have $372 and I have few over here. And by default, if you are on a free plan, Slack limits within your past 3 months history. So which means whatever the messages that is older than the 3 months, you cannot access. That's a Slack's rule. If you go with the free. That's it. Then both of the apps has pretty much the same features. So all that you have to do is go and check it out. If you want to try out Mattermost before you get started, you can go with the cloud and then just test it out whether you like the Mattermost or not, and then you can install the Mattermost for your company. And for Slack, it's very easy to get started. Now comes to the last part of the video, what I would recommend for your company. So if you are concerned about the data, all that you have to go is go directly to the Mattermost, have somebody IT specialist to install the Mattermost for your company and get started. If you are not concerned about the data, and if you are concerned about like managing all the sort of backups, regular updates and all those things, then go with the Slack. If you don't have an IT specialist and if you want me to install a Mattermost for your company, you can check out my Fiverr gig. I have attached a link in the description below. I hope you learned something valuable. Please make sure to hit the thumbs up if you like the video and make sure to subscribe to get regular updates from me. That's it for today guys. Bye bye. I will see you in the next video.